Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. And today we're playing some Factorio. The Factorio addiction is real, man. Like, once it clicks for you, once it grabs hold, it fucking grabs hold, is what I'm saying. Started playing this a few days ago. You're very lucky that there's going to be an Exploring Series video on Monday, is all I'm saying. And, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me, though, because, like, right now I'm very into it, because I'm still learning everything, and still, like, finding out new stuff about how the game works, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, there are people that have put in, like, thousands of hours in this game. Like, that's not uncommon to hear. And I don't know. It's like, once you've done everything, you know, once you've, like, fully experienced the game and, you've gotten the rocket ship, you've escaped the planet, you've beaten the bugs, you've researched every tech, you know, and then you have, like, I don't, you know, with, like, blueprints involved, you know, either that you've made yourself or you've just taken blueprints from other people, like I have, and just sort of pasted them down. Like, this factory here, this little base factory that I took from somebody else, I would never be able to, like, improve on this or, like, alter it in any way to make it more unique or better or whatever. So it's like, every time I play, I feel like I would just use this, because it's just better than anything that I could do myself. So once you, I mean, like, every time you play, then it would be kind of similar. It's not like RimWorld, where there's, like, emergent experiences, you know, with different colonists, different biomes, different raids that occur, different events that occur. You know, it's always kind of something different every time you play, even though you might do some of the stuff the same each time, but the different biomes modify your different crops, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's always rice, but whatever. Now, the big thing with RimWorld, of course, is mods that make it even more ridiculous. And there are plenty of mods for Factorio, I think, that can make it more ridiculous. But, yeah, I don't know. Now, the reason that I got into Factorio, as I said yesterday, was the randomizer. This is part of the Archipelago randomizer, where basically all of your research tech is going to be stuff from other people's games. So you're, like, researching someone else's screw attack or something like that, or their small Lothric banner, and they might find your pump jack research in a chest in the swamp palace or something. I mean, you know, so I don't know, that I feel is kind of interesting, because then that would make you actually wait a minute, that shouldn't be happening. How did we get copper into this mix? Are you mining copper over there? You are mining fucking copper. No, no, no. No copper for you. You're fucking with the system, man, that this guy put together. Don't do that. So, yeah. Speaking of randomizers, the first video that I did on Archipelago with Dark Souls 3, Hollow Knight, Secret of Evermore, Super Metroid, Link to the Past, where I just did a couple videos testing it out. That first video is apparently being recommended to people now. I've gotten several comments saying, like, this was recommended randomly to me, but this is fucking awesome. You're pioneering something new here. And so that's over 1,000 views now. Now, I don't know if those people are going to stick around for other stuff. Probably not. And I don't know if I really care about, like, you know, viewership. In that sort of matter. But the fact remains that people are really interested in this stuff, and it's a very exciting thing. I'm not alone in my excitement for what's happening here. So that is that's very cool. The whole thing is very cool. So I'm very excited for Archipelago in general, and sort of the future of it, more games being added, more features. Like I said, primarily I think they need to do definitely a lot of work in simplifying the setup, making it more user-friendly. It's pretty fucking nerdy right now to actually get it all set up and working, especially doing, like, multiple games on the same computer. You don't have to do what I did, where it's all running simultaneously on your computer. You can do what they call asynchronous, where basically you just play one game for however long until you get stuck or until you're bored or whatever, and then you just close out of that, open up a different game, connect to the server, and it will, you know, everything will update. Everything is managed by the server, so you don't have to do it all running at the same time. But yeah, bottom line, it's very cool. It's very cool stuff. So, yeah, I recorded a whole playthrough of 4 games, all on the SNES. Secret of Evermore, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, and Donkey Kong Country 3. I would not normally pick Donkey Kong Country 3. The only reason was because those are the 4 games on the Super Nintendo that it supports, and I was like, all right, let's do all of them. I came to regret that decision heavily, but you can watch the series if you if you want to see the results of that. Yes. So that's that. So now, of course, I'm thinking about doing another series, you know, a lengthier one with a different selection of games, probably none of the same. Most likely Factorial will be involved. Most likely Hollow Knight will be involved. I'm iffy on Dark Souls 3, because I just don't think the randomizer makes it interesting enough for me compared to just playing it normally. Like, it's not... I don't know. I mean, if you do the auto-equip and stuff like that, it does make it a little bit more different, but the fact that I can just keep switching games means that if I get a bad weapon, I can just switch games and not worry about it. If I was doing it in a group event with a group of people, and I had auto-equip on, then it gets a bit more hectic, because I can't just tell everyone to stop playing. When I was doing it with Lego, I could just be like, hey, don't fucking do anything for the next minute. But when you're playing with like 5-6 people, that's not going to happen. You just got to roll with it. So that, in that case, is more interesting, but solo, not really. Unless you did it solo just by itself, then that is more interesting. But the way it's set up for me, no, not really. So, Factorial, Hollow Knight, possibly Final Fantasy 1 on NES as sort of just an odd mix of games, and then there's a Metroidvania game from a few years ago that it supports called Time Spinner. I've not played it. I kind of want to just play through that game on my own and see if I enjoy it. But that could be a fourth contender. This won't be for a little bit yet. I still have just way too much to fucking upload. But, yeah, that's kind of what's on the horizon. Yeah, aside from that, I uploaded a few videos of just, like, some random, roguelikes that I bought on a Steam sale a while back. So there's those videos. Those are all done now. And yeah, I mean, there's more RimWorld, there's more Cataclysm, there's the Genshin Impact Let's Play, which I don't know if anyone is even interested in, but I at least enjoyed recording it. And that's basically where we're at for this channel. Lego and I did Factorio yesterday for Two Brothers Play. We're planning on doing Factorio again next week. But beyond that, probably we're going to get back to randomizers, because we both enjoy that. Lego expressed interest in also doing, like, 2 games at the same time. So maybe we'd each both do 2 games. You know, just stuff like that. Over on the Exploring series, I released a video on SCP-7000, the loser, even though it was the winner. Yeah, definitely like that SCP. Like I said, I don't laugh too often when reading SCPs or anything. I don't really like joke SCPs. But this one just kind of hit all the right notes and was just very, very solidly written. On a completely different sort of tone, entirely, is the SCP for this week. SCP-7005, the Neon God, from Tufto. Tufto is definitely one of the best writers on the site for doing, like, really deep, philosophical kind of, you know, nature versus mankind kind of diatribe. I mean, it's just, it's great stuff. So, Neon God, I really like. I think it's pretty loose connecting to, like, the overall theme. The luck theme. But it's a fantastic SCP. It's a long one, too. It took me an hour and a half to go through that whole thing. Very lengthy one. Bunch of, like, letters and notes to read through, but yeah, it's great. So I recommend checking it out. I recommend reading it, of course, but I know that's not always in everyone's interests. Back your car? What the fuck? Jesus. Alright, where is our supply issue? Copper. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and we don't have nearly enough power because I haven't looked at that in a while. Oh, and we don't have enough coal for the power. Ah, yes, it's all coming together now that I'm actually opening my eyes. Yeah, so that's that. I think next week, I'm working on another 7,000 entry. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one is winning. One of them. One of them's winning. And then I think the following week we're actually doing a non 7,000 entry because basically one of them won my polls right before Demon Ogier dropped. And so I was like, okay, we will do... We're going to do Demon Ogier, but eventually we'll get back to the Rainbow Serpent. And now it is time to get back to the Rainbow Serpent. But after that, it should be smooth sailing for other 7,000 entries, including the what am I thinking of? Including the Murphy Law SCP. That's going to be very interesting. I really probably should contact the Volgan about that and have him help out with some voice. I really shouldn't do it all by myself. Will I end up actually contacting him? I don't know. I mean, that's hard to say. I tend to do everything myself. So I don't know. That's where we're at with that. It is what, September 18th, so we're closing in on October. Very exciting time of the year, the best time of the year. Should be good. Yeah, that's all that. So I got a new monitor in because I tend to like new monitors. It is a brand new one. The Samsung Odyssey Arc. And when it was first announced, I think like last CES or something like that, and I thought it was just like, I thought it was just a proof of concept thing or something. Like, I thought it was just kind of fake, like they would never actually make it because it just seemed kind of ridiculous and over the top and there wouldn't be enough buyers for it or anything. But no, they actually went ahead and make it. They went ahead and made it. It's a 55-inch curved display. It's basically a TV with a curved display. 165 hertz. And the big gimmick of why it's called the Arc, I guess, is that it's fully rotatable. You can rotate the entire display, 55-inch screen, and so you can rotate it into a vertical position so that it like arcs over your head, basically, or that's the idea. And it also comes with this like big dial thing. It comes with this dial that you can use. I'm not going to do it now because I feel like it'll fuck with OBS. But basically, you can do this to do all sorts of multi-view stuff so that you can, you know, if I wanted to play in ultra-wide, with an ultra-wide display, I could just shrink this down into 21:9 or 32:9, although that would be bad. I could just shrink down the display in general to just a small 16:9, you know, rectangle. If I wanted to just have the screen be smaller so I don't have to, like, look around as much if you're playing, like, something competitive. You can shrink it down and then put other, like, windows across the screen. And when I say windows, I don't mean, like, you know, actual PC windows. And in fact, the display basically has 4 HDMI ports. You can never display more than one HDMI source at the same time. So even though it has 4 HDMI ports, you can't have your PC showing in one window and your PS5 showing in another. It's not allowed. This is the biggest complaint from everybody about it. Well, the second biggest, I suppose. But you can use the built-in apps, like a smart TV. So you can have the YouTube app up, or the Amazon Prime app up, or, you know, whatever you'd use in a smart TV. So you can do stuff like that, which I think most people would just use, like, the YouTube app anyways. Or, I mean, most people are going to use a second window to watch YouTube anyways, so that's not really that big of a deal, but it's a bit of a bummer. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a second monitor, like, on an arm that's just next to the display. So, okay, so, well, disregarding all that. First of all, the vertical orientation, the arc thing, that's a complete gimmick. I will never do that. I'm never going to get up and rotate my whole display just to watch vertical videos or something. Maybe if you were playing, like, a vertical shoot-'em-up, it would actually be really fucking cool, but I don't play those kind of games, so it's irrelevant to me. The whole thing is a gimmick. Problem number 2, at least for me, is that the display is kind of too far away. The whole thing weighs like 100 pounds with the stand and everything, because it has to be able to support, you know, a vertically rotating thing, 55 inch, like, it's very heavy. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it on my, like, desk from IKEA. I was really like, I don't know, maybe it could support it. We temporarily put it on there while positioning it, so maybe it could support it and I should try it. But I don't know, how do you test how much something can weigh other than, I guess I could sit on it. If I can sit on it, then it's probably more than good, right? And I guess thinking about it, it's like, why wouldn't I be able to sit on this? So, I don't know, I guess. Anyways, so the display is kind of far away. The idea of the curve is that it's meant to wrap around you. It's meant to be in your periphery, really. And that's kind of a problem. With a 32:9 and the way that you set those up with the UI and everything in game, it works. Whoops. It works with the periphery because anything that's on your periphery is not important. All of the UI elements are pushed to be in the center, ideally. I mean, some games don't really do that, but with a 16:9, you're never going to push UI elements in. So, I mean, but I guess it's not going to be as much on your periphery as a 32:9, regardless. So, I'm not feeling like the whole curve element from where I'm sitting here. I'm too far away. So I need to try to move it closer just to see if I like that. But the main problem, and why I have to send it back, unfortunately, because it weighs a fucking ton, is that as soon as we set it up, we noticed there's a line on the side of the screen, like a third, 30% off the left side, or something like that. You know, there's just a line down the screen from top to bottom, and it's always kind of well, it's not noticeable here. It blends in. And I was playing like Doom Eternal, and you don't notice it there. You don't notice it in most games, but when you have like a web page open, you're fucking noticing it. And it's just not really acceptable, because here's the big kicker of why everyone shits on it. The screen costs $3,500 USD. And that is a fuck ton of money. And so I'm returning it no matter what. The debate is whether I want to reorder it. And I'm not sure. I'm still not convinced. I really, at this point, am not sure if it's any better than just my OLED TV that I was using. Like my C1 or whatever. It's good. I mean, it's a great display. Do not get me wrong. It is fantastic. But it has to be really fucking good for $3,500. And as it stands, it's not that fucking good. And I don't know what I was really expecting to, like, be blown away. I will say it has built-in, like, what they call a sound dome, where it's meant to encapsulate you in sound. It is actually pretty good. Like, the sound that's come out of this is better than probably any TV you'll find. So it's actually really good. It's better than probably the speakers I have. It has a low PPI, pixels per inch. But I was playing Doom Eternal. I didn't notice. I play Factorio. I'm not really noticing. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I have poor eyesight, though. But, I mean, yeah, the colors are vibrant, and it's pretty bright, and it's, you know, it's a really good display, but so is my OLED, you know? So, I don't know. I'm a little conflicted on it. I'm going to try to maybe move it closer, wrap myself in it a bit more, give it a couple more days. If I still am just, like, not blown away and in love with it, then yeah, I'll probably just go back to my OLED. But it was interesting to try it at least. We have more than enough of everything. Struggles to pump out reds. Just can't quite make it. Anyways. Yeah, so that's about it. Guess there's not much else to say. So yeah, more randomizer content. I'm not sure what else I'm going to be uploading. I had those 3 spare videos sitting around, but now I'm not. It's either like I've decided I don't really want to record any other, like, newer game right now. I just have too much other stuff sitting around, and this randomizer stuff that I'm now into, I'm recording, and I want to be somewhat in the clear by the time, like, God of War Ragnarok comes out, and yeah, I don't know. So I'd say you're going to get more randomizer stuff, and probably more RimWorld. So that'll be what it is. More Factorio with Lego next Saturday. Over on the Exploring series, the Neon God and some other SCP-7000 thing next week. And that'll be that. For now, though, my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. I'll see you fine folks next week.